Today is the 23rd of November. It's the day before Thanksgiving. Yeah, you too. We are at Sugar River Alder. You can see Wilma's ready. I ran across two women hiking as they were coming back. We're gonna go on up. We're gonna take the trail to the west end of the park and then try and go into Wisconsin, into Avon bottoms. I didn't notice this path before because it was dark when we came back. I don't know where it goes. We're going to head this way because I want to get up to the corner of the park as quickly as possible. Come on, Creaky. Well, I learned something the other day from another forest preserve. I think that these mowed paths through these fields are actually fire breaks. I wondered why they cut paths in the middle of the fields. Now I know. Get this far before, we came from that direction, and it was just too late in the day. So we had to go back. But it's just barely noon, so we're okay today. Almost probably going to go get a drink. This is what the posted map calls the channelized creek. Surprised she didn't get a drink. Although she did go down and sniff. Yeah, well, I'm going to stop here and put my orange vest on. Now, this appears to be where the little loop is shown on the map. We're just going to go to the right. Sorts. That looks like the loop going back that's shown on the map. Not 100% sure, but this part of the trail kind of heads to the west. Over there is a field, which is I'm sure is the other side of the border. So we're close. It can't be more than a couple hundred yards. Now the trail, such as it is, I don't know if this is really a trail or just a path through the woods, kind of dies in here. Looks like up here is the edge of Avon bottoms. We'll see if we can get in. Trail here. It's obviously been used a fair amount, so we'll see where it goes. It says Wetlands Reserve Program Conservation Easement Boundary, Landowner and USDA NRCS Partnership. I'm guessing that there's some water over there. Which is probably not on the map. Might be on the picture. Huh. It says boundary, Winnebago County Forest Preserve District. Yeah, come on, woman. That is some other forest. Oh, Wilma got caught on a wire. Hold on, Wilma. There's big water. I don't know if there's any way around that or not. Might be able to walk up on that ridge a little bit, which is private property on the other side of that. And I'll have to see what happens. Now there's Wilma in the oxbow getting herself some water. Pretty sure this is one of the features that's prominently shown on the picture of, or the satellite pictures I've downloaded. So we'll have to see if I can get around it. It looked from the pictures like you could get around that way. It's hard to say. You can see it's, I don't know if we're going to get through here or not. There might be a path through here. Pretty sure this is the oxbow. It looks like this path, or this little spot between these two bodies of water is state land and the other side is private. I don't see any good way to get through here. We'll try though. Maybe 100 feet. The map shows this is relatively easy to get through. It's not. We may have to go back. That was a good example of someplace you don't want to go, particularly with a beagle. I might have been able to make it through without Wilma, but with Wilma tied to me, tough. I think we're just going to follow this oxbow. Parts of the oxbow are actually in the park and parts of it are in Wisconsin. I'm not sure where exactly we're at. This is pretty much open in here, so it's not too hard to get through. A lot easier than that thicket we tried to get past. I don't know how well we can get through here around the other end, but we'll see. Interesting fungus growing on a tree. Now, it's not the easiest going through here, but it's passable. That oxbow is still over to our right, to the north. And we're just going through the forest, the best spot to cross. I think we're just going to keep going. We're almost to the river, I think. If we can't get across over there, we'll come back here. Appears to be the end of the line here. Not real sure where we're at. Pretty sure we're still in the forest preserve. It's really hard to tell where you're at out here because it's not marked at all. Pretty sure that's one of the prairies for the forest preserve back there. And I think this creek is shown on the map. We're going to walk back to the east and along this creek. I see a white triangle there. I don't know if that's a nature preserve sign or a Winnebago County Forest Preserve sign. It's an interesting fungus out here. About it for a while and decided to keep headed east, or west rather. See if we can find the river. Come on, Creaky. Wilma wants to go east. She knows where she's headed. Come on. And into here, just a field. I don't know where it goes. The other side of this berm is a creek of some sort. Are kind of headed that way is north. Oh, that's probably northeast. But, in here, who knows where the hell you're going. Well, I don't see any good way to get over that way to the river. So I think we're just going to cross that creek back there like Wilma wanted to do. One there with that tree over one fork. It's relatively easy to cross there. It's all mud, but it wasn't too bad. I don't know where we're at, but the GPS says we're about 600 feet south of the Wisconsin border. So we're going to head north and maybe west and see what we can find. It's not all that hard to get around in here, except with the beagle. Fortunately, she's got her own ideas. There is the river, I think. Appears to be the river. We're going to have to make a bit of a detour over this way, maybe, so we can get along the bank. We've heard several gunshots from the north up there, so somebody maybe got their deer. Not sure what they call that. It's a fungus, some sort that's dried out. I want to call it punkwood. I know that's not what it is. Find a spot to get down to the river, but the bank is pretty steep. The other side it isn't, but this side is pretty steep. There's some kind of island out there, but it should be fairly easy to figure out where we're at if it was on the map. Now we had to kind of go away from the river. We're headed mostly east now. I could cheat and look at the GPS and see where we're at, but that would be cheating. I kind of still want to go north along the river. Can't be real far from the border. Headed due east about as far as we can get along the river and north, and guess what? More water. Not at all surprised. Come on, Creaky. We'll have to go back and go around the water. Come on. Well, maybe we can get across. Oh, look, we walked forward. It's the puddle. Big puddle. Yeah, you can see my shadow. A little after 1:30, so we're headed north-northeast. The river is still over there, and Wilma is in a big hurry. I'll probably have to turn back about 2:30 or so, because it gets dark pretty by 5 o'clock. I don't want to be out here in the dark. And it took us from 12 to 1:30 to get out here. It won't take quite as long to get back, because we won't make quite as many detours. But come on. According to the map or the GPS, we're about 200 feet across the state line. I guess we can say we made it. We can screw around in here for half hour, 45 minutes before we have to come back. Oh my God, a big turkey just took off right next to us. Holy cow, scared the crap out of me. Well, turkeys can fly. I was going to say, we ran into this water again. I think we can go that way and maybe get around it. We'll have to see. If not, we may just have to go back. Somebody has put this log across there. At one time somebody wanted to get across here. Due east along this creek. It doesn't appear on any map I've seen, but you can see it in the satellite images. It goes almost straight east from the state line, and I don't think there's anywhere to get over it, short of walking across or something. We'll walk along for a while, see what happens. Conservation easement boundary. I'm guessing this is the edge of the park. I think that is where we were at before. That little ridge looks familiar. So we tried to get across that way. It wasn't that easy. I guess if I were serious about it, I could cross on this log. Pretty sure that this is what's shown going east-west across the south edge of the bottoms. And I think it goes into the oxbow maybe. So I think we're out of luck. It's already 2 o'clock anyway, so we'll have to head home. So we'll go back the longer way. Plenty of trees have fallen over it. There's probably places where Wilma found a hollow tree to go look in. Wilma, what are you doing in the tree? Come on. Now she comes out of the tree. Interesting. There's some sign of civilization here. I don't know if that's an old gas heater and an old gas line. Weird being out here. There's somebody's sink. Civilization, part of a flue pipe. And some kind of metal. Looks like it might have been part of a shed or something at one time. Maybe somebody had a deer camp in here. I don't know how you get all that stuff in here. We're back over by the river, and I see a boundary sign. I'm guessing it's for the forest preserve. Well, it is the boundary for the forest preserve.
Hello, Bob.
Someone's calling me. Civilization. More interesting moss. Or fungus. Wilma doesn't really care. She wants to head off to the west. I keep telling her to go east, east. She doesn't understand. We're quite a bit farther south this time. I think this is about where we were once before. Should probably start heading east. It's 2:20. That's interesting. I'm not sure where we're at, but somebody's got a deer stand up there. Might be on private property. Hard to tell. There. I don't think I want to go down that way. So I can either go that way or to the south. Actually, that's dead north, so, well, northeast. So, I think I want to go this way. to the south. Cross over the mud again. Might be the place we went before. Looks like it. Hard to tell. Come on, Creaky. Tree line that heads east and west. And we're going to go in there and head east. That'll get us back to one of the trails that goes back to the parking lot. The trail we came in on, it looks like there's some fresh, disturbing. See if we can get over there. Now here's the bridge. And this is the channelized creek. Wilma's going to go get some water. Somebody has been digging. I don't know who. It's right here on the trail. Maybe a fox? I don't know. Don't see any real obvious footprints. There's a hunter over there. I can see his blaze orange. Another deer stand. Nobody in this one. Looks like it might not have seen much use. Just on the other side of the border. So he's been eating on this. Wilma's entered up a flock of birds here. I know what they are. A bunch of them. Right along the fence line, but the boundary line here. Wilma's still ready, raring to go. We made it back to the old entrance. And we're going to probably walk through the forest back to the new entrance and where we parked. I don't know why they closed this off. I guess it's too much trouble to come up here and lock the gate every night. Plus maybe they don't want the cheesehead to have easy access to the park. We've used that pump a few times. It works. At least it did the last time we were here. Now we left the old entrance area. We're headed along this trail. We haven't been on this one before. The first time we were out here, this trail and that trail over there were blocked by snow, so we had to take the trail that goes through here. So this time we're going to take a trail we haven't been on before. It's a little farther to get back, but who cares? We're in no hurry. If you look down there, you can see a house. I'll bet you this little trail is that'll get you to their house. Might be just a fire break. I never realized that that's what they were for, but somebody wants to go that way. Come on, Creaky. They're in there. I don't think you can see him. He took off up the hill there. I could hear him before I could see him. Now we're at the well by the entrance. I pumped water for her at the other well, but she wouldn't drink it. I guess she's thirsty enough. It's not as good as a creek, but you know, what are you going to do when you're a thirsty beagle? Well, it's 4:31. We made it back. Now we'll head home.